What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. You don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead World Beyond Season 1, Episode 1, and did you catch these things? Now, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. That's all the shows. The Walking Dead, World Beyond, and Fear the Walking Dead, spoiler warning. Now, I got some callbacks, some Easter eggs, and some foreshadowing of the premiere episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. We're going to break some things down. Some things may be far-fetched, and you may have heard some things before. But before we get to it, guys, please hit the subscribe button. Just being a subscriber, it's easy, and it really helps the channel out. Help us achieve our goal of 100,000 subscribers. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. It means the world to us. Hitting the like button helps out, but also donating to the channel. Even the smallest donation helps. Patreon. Membership program, hit the join button to find out more. Live streams every Sunday where you can do a super chat, but also my book series. Some people who've read it love it, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's a zombie apocalypse story set in the future. We're working on the rest of the series right now. We got about 20 books. This is book 12, Power, and my latest release, Reckoning, is available on Amazon. They're all available on Amazon in paperback and digital format on Kindle. Now I'm working on In 100 Days Part 2, and I need your help. What do you like better, left or right? I think we have a front cover and a back cover here, but let me know in the comments below. Now let's get to it. Flowers, flowers everywhere. Look at the flowers. And yes, it's a campus colony. They're gonna put out flowers. But look at the yellow and the white. And remember, look at the flowers, the line with Carol. And maybe they're just putting flowers around the campus colony. But I found it interesting that they put flowers all around. And this is The Walking Dead. It's kind of associated with death, if you think about it, with Carol and Lizzie. But flowers were all over the place in the episode, with Hope at the graveyard, but also around the campus during the Monument speech, Monument Day. They're all over the place, and then the campus colony was wiped out by CRM. Sure, you would have flowers all over, and they could be a gift, a welcoming gift, and it's interesting, but if you think about it, look at the episode again, and you'll see flowers on the desk, over there, and it's interesting because at the very end, the campus colony was attacked by CRM, and a lot of people were taken out. Now, look at Iris right here. What do you see in this picture? A couple things. Well, there's red all over the place, but also a weather vane that looks like DNA. Dr. Leo Bennett is a geneticist, biochemist, working with DNA, but you can see it all over the place. And it makes sense for Dr. Bennett, who's going to work with genes, but it's also in the photo here where Iris drew in her notebook. She's drawing DNA. The fact that red is all over the place in a lot of significant parts here with Iris, the red backpack, the red hat, the red book, the red on the shirt. There's so many different things that show red, and if you know this channel, you know that red symbolizes death. Also, if you look at the chromosomes right here, some more genetics, gene stuff, it makes sense for Dr. Bennett, but it's there. Also, red in the picture on the S pole. It's an S pole on a pole, so an S pole, but the red really stands out. Also, the S pole is the weapon of choice at the campus colony. It's pretty much the only weapon I saw Felix, Huck, and the other security people have around the campus colony, but why don't you have swords or spears or something better than that? That's what Hope has in her hand here, an S-pole, and Elton is putting the Triceratops horn on the practice S-pole, and that's what he makes. He finds the Triceratops horn a little far-fetched, but he finds it in the dark on the bridge, and they were kind of foreshadowing dinosaurs, and they were going to find something there because you see the dinosaur sticker on the wall. And if you look around Elton's room, he likes dinosaurs, and I wonder if they're going to see that down the road where they could go to a museum or something. It would be pretty cool. You never know what they're going to do on the show. Also, Feast Day. It's in red, well, kind of maroon. Feast Day events. So was it the Last Supper, the last feast for these people? Because it was Feast Day before Monument Day, and then on Monument Day, CRM took all these people out, or a lot of them. Now, the therapist said there's 9,671 people here, not in Omaha, here at the campus colony is where I believe they are. Also, Iris said that Empties killed her mom, which we know that this lady, who turns out to be Elton's mom, killed Carrie Bennett, who is Hope and Iris's mother, which was kind of a shocker. And what are the odds of that? that Elton's mom killed Carrie Bennett on the night the sky fell. So it's NSF, night the sky fell. There's no year, and we're probably not going to get one, but you see Elton writing in his planner, his notebook, it's 8/19, so it's August 19th. I'm not sure of the year, but I'm guessing it's August here in the story, and it's going to eventually go from the story goes into winter, well, fall and then winter. And then you think about it, they talk about the 90s of the Tuffy Stitch and the Easy Bake Oven, which is probably 80s or 90s. I'm not sure exactly when that came out, but they talk about reference to the 90s, so we're not sure of exactly what year it is, but that's all right. And they clearly made it evident here that Hope is one way and Iris is another. You can just tell, look at the picture right here. The eyes are rolling. You see Hope wants to get away from the situation. Iris wants to talk with, Elizabeth. And look at Elizabeth's face here. She's like, okay. You going, okay. And I found it interesting about the messages. One, I don't know how they're sending the messages. How is Dr. Bennett able to send the message from New York to Omaha if he's even in New York, right? It could have been a lie, and it could have been a setup for Elizabeth to catch them, going to New York. But you see the messages, and it's interesting because they start off good, and then they're bad. And it's also interesting here, if you look to the left at the very bottom, it says Will says hi, which is the boyfriend of Felix, and I wonder if we're going to see him. Now, I wonder if this was a callback to The Walking Dead when Hope was like, I need a drink. And they went to Dr. Bennett's office or room, and they drank the brandy, and they finished it, basically. If it's a callback to Beth, who wanted a drink. And I don't know if it is or not, but I just see some sort of connection there, and maybe it is, maybe it's not. And if you look around the room and the office, you see different photos. You see a photo of all four Bennett's, but then you see Hope here with the photo behind her of everybody but the mom, and we know what happened with Carrie Bennett and Hope. So is it symbolic? I don't know, but I just thought it was very interesting. And we see Massachusetts Institute of Technology, so MIT for Leopold Bennett, so Dr. Leopold Bennett. And we see the photo here of Dr. Bennett and Felix. And we know Felix, Will, and Dr. Bennett, are all connected. And we know that Felix is the guardian of the girls, so he's going to go after them, and it's interesting. But, why was the note, the second note, message clearly says, don't tell Felix. I mean, is Felix not to be trusted? Is he going to turn out to be bad? And you see the sleeve on his arm is in black under the white t-shirt. So I think Huck said that he has an injury in his arm, so he's not, 100%. But it's interesting because black can represent bad and evil, and white represents good. So is that, foreshadowing? I'm not sure, but it's interesting. And we all know about the messages. My safety is not assured, so stuff was breaking down, and then CRM went to Monument Day, and, they did what they did there. But it's interesting on the map, we see, the alliance of the three, which is Portland, the Civic Republic, and the Omaha Campus Colony. So Omaha and Campus Colony are like one, Civic Republic is another, and Portland is the third, so the alliance of the three. But where is the Civic Republic is the big question. And it's hard to see right here, but I have a better picture coming up about the poster of Wyoming, right? And we also talked about in another video, the Four Corners Agreement. So what's the Four Corners Agreement? Where is it? Is it the 4 states that are, called the Four Corners? I'm just not sure. But there was a lot in this episode. Now we know that Iris is an artist. She can draw. She is told by Hope that why don't you give this up and be an artist? She drew this awesome card for Happy Birthday Felix. She made this. She drew Felix. And who was also an artist? Jadis and the Heapsters, who are clearly connected with CRM. So are we going to see these two come together in the movies? Hope, Iris, Jadis in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or in another spinoff? I'm not sure, but I found it very interesting. Now, I thought this was interesting. It's kind of funny. We see the Jeep and the bus and the walkers and everything, or the empties, and we know that Huck and Felix are in the Jeep. But when they park the Jeep, Felix grabs his S-pole off the top of the Jeep. Now, did he leave it there? Did he pull the old, I put my coffee on top of the car and drive away, I forgot it up there? Or maybe it was just, editing how it was done, but I thought it was kind of funny. And I find it very interesting that Jadis has this haircut connected with CRM. And also, Isabel has a similar haircut, not the same, but a similar haircut, dressed in black, and they kind of look alike. Now, is Elizabeth the mother of Isabel? I'm going to make a separate video on that, but I think it is. And I found it very interesting what Elizabeth said during her speech. Some things included were, a message here to deliver is solidarity. bring this world back, she stands with Portland, Omaha, and you in this campus colony. Now, Elizabeth and Iris both brought up trust, and then CRM wipes all these people out. And I wonder if these helicopters with containers had the trucks and the Jeeps and everything in them, and or they're going to take people back to wherever they're located in these containers. So we'll have to see, but I found it interesting they brought 4 huge containers. And Jadis also had containers. Now Huck rocking the sunglasses right here, driving the Jeep. I wonder how they have enough gas for this, but you know, the campus colony's pretty well off. But the sunglasses reminded me of a character in season 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead, Tara. Now I know they're not the same, but they kind of have a similar look. Tara, Huck, they have a similar look of sunglasses, and I don't know if it's a callback or Easter egg or something to that, but what are the odds of that? They look kind of similar in the sunglasses. Now, if you look on the board here, they're talking about Shakespeare's Hamlet, and I'm not the biggest Shakespeare fan, but I find it interesting that they're talking about Shakespeare and Hamlet, and then this happens with Elizabeth and the Civic Republic and the campus colony. Now, also, you know, Shakespeare writes tragedies. And did what happened here at the campus colony and what could happen with Dr. Bennett and the kids and the story really be a new age Hamlet style story? Because I know there is Hamlet's father involved and a couple other things, so I thought it was interesting. So there you go, guys. Did you catch these things? Are they too far-fetched? Do they make sense? I think it's pretty interesting. Some of the stuff I found, especially with the DNA, the double helixes, the chromosomes, they're probably going towards the cure aspect. Dr. Bennett, New York, maybe connection with Rick. Is this show, remember, it's only 2 seasons, so we'll have to see where it goes. Does it connect with The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, the Rick movies, or another way? Thank you, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys.